Sometimes a night begins so quietly, so peacefully, that you don't even realize something terrible is about to happen. Lakeside Avenue was exactly like that on the night of October 9th. Cold air, orange streetlights, and a silence so deep, it almost felt heavy. Nothing unusual, nothing alarming, just silence. Until 2:14 a.m., when a scream sliced through the neighborhood. A scream that woke up 3 houses, but left behind nothing but questions. And to this day, police still say they cannot explain what truly happened that night. Officers arrived at 2:19 a.m. They expected chaos, furniture broken, signs of a break-in, anything. But the house was perfectly calm. The living room lights were on. A mug of tea was still steaming on the table. A book lay open on the couch, page 146 folded neatly, as if someone placed it there gently. Nothing was overturned. Nothing was stolen. It didn't look like someone had screamed. It didn't look like someone had even moved. But here's the strange part. The front door was locked from the inside, and the back door was dead-bolted with a chain that could only be locked from indoors, meaning no one came in and no one walked out. The person missing was Rachel Morgan, 32 years old, an elementary school teacher, living alone for the past year after separating from her husband. No enemies, no dark background, no debts, no strange behavior. Her neighbors described her as quiet but warm. A woman who would wave at kids playing outside. A woman who loved gardening. A woman who never ever caused trouble. So when officers saw her purse, it was still on the kitchen table, her car keys still hanging by the door, her jacket still on the chair, it was clear. Rachel didn't walk out. Someone on it or something took her without opening a single door. At 2:07 a.m., 7 minutes before the scream, Rachel made a call. 47 seconds long, she called her sister Emma. Emma picked up instantly. But what she heard wasn't words, wasn't crying, wasn't panic. It was breathing, fast, uneven, almost like Rachel was hiding, covering her mouth, trying not to be heard. Emma whispered, "Rachel, are you okay? Say something." But Rachel didn't answer, she just breathed harder. Then, right before the call dropped, Emma heard something faint, something she couldn't explain for days. A whisper, a man's voice, soft, calm, almost patient. It said, "Don't look behind you." And the call ended. The house across the street had a small security camera facing the road, old camera, low quality, no night vision. But the microphone was clear, and at 2:14 a.m., it picked up a scream, Rachel's scream, loud, sharp, filled with terror. Then silence, no footsteps, no running, no car engine, no door slam, just silence. And then 3 soft knocks. Not on the neighbor's door, not from outside, but on Rachel's living room window. 3 slow taps, each one softer than the last, like someone was knocking from inside the house, after Rachel had already screamed. When officers searched the bedroom, they found something chilling behind the curtain. Fingerprints, long drag marks on the glass, as if a hand had pressed against it and slowly slid down. But these prints didn't match Rachel, or any family member or anyone in any database. The fingers were longer than normal, too thin, almost unnatural. One officer later told the detective how whatever made those prints didn't feel human. 2 days later, tech analysts found a hidden file on Rachel's phone, a voice memo automatically recorded at 2:12 a.m., just 2 minutes before she screamed. 11 seconds long. In the recording, you hear Rachel breathing hard, afraid, like she's silently crying. Then soft footsteps, slow, measured, coming closer. Rachel whispers, "Please, no." Then, the same man's voice from the phone call. Calm, too close, too clear. He whispers, "I told you not to turn around." And the recording cuts off instantly. No struggle, no scream, just darkness. For weeks, detectives searched, hundreds of volunteers helped. Dogs, drones, roadblocks, everything. They never found her, not a piece of clothing, not a footprint, not a single trace. But something happened 3 months later. Something even stranger. A woman living 60 miles away reported hearing a scream in the woods behind her farm. She described it as the kind of scream that doesn't come from fear, but from seeing something you were never meant to see. When officers checked the woods, they found nothing, no body, no tracks, no signs, except on a tree trunk, 3 drag marks, perfectly matching the same long, thin fingerprints found on Rachel's bedroom window. To this day, no one knows who whispered to Rachel. No one knows what she saw. No one knows how she disappeared from a locked house without opening a door. And every time the department is asked, their answer is always the same. We still don't understand what happened that night. And honestly, we don't think we ever will.